Where does your mains water turn off?
I have a feeling that might be what you're ringing for.
I've teased it a while ago that this was coming. That might give you a little bit of a clue. This pipe here, absolutely solid. There is a certain someone that I want to have a catch up with. Fellow YouTuber. What's it like to drive a van around with your face on it?
It's quite interesting.
How long have you been using the immersion heater to have your hot water?
3 years.
3 years. There is some issues here. Everything is at the back where the builder put the wall up. You just can't believe what some people will leave stuff like. Got the home improvement boys here.
Yes.
Brad, we've got Jimmy, the detailer, who's now an official carpenter. Oh yeah, look, got some merch. I need to hook Jimmy up with a cap. Phil's doing a little bit of carpentry and fire, Phil.
I'm literally being paid to wear this.
And there's 2 isolation valves under the basin. Being Friday afternoon, I didn't want to turn them off because we all know they have a tendency to leak. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is doing well. This is a bit of a long video this Sunday, and the reason being is it is jam-packed. There's loads of stuff going on here. We've got exclusives of jobs I've got coming up. We've got emergency call-outs. We've got problem solving, and we've got very well-known YouTubers on the video. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time with the intro, just to let you know that there's some big things coming to the channel soon. So if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. I think 60% of people that watch the channel aren't subscribed. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. Hit the subscribe button, get that clicked, and then you're not going to miss out on any content that is coming up. Also, drop a comment and hit the like button. It makes a massive difference to the channel, helps push it through the algorithms, YouTube's witchcraft that goes on in the background. And also, before I forget, I've teamed up with Epic Air to give you 10% off any of these Vito bags. I'll put them on the screen now. All you've got to do to get 10% off any of these bags here is use my code MJTIFF at checkout. I'll put a link down in the description below and also in the pinned comments so you know where to go to find them. So shout out to Epic Air for offering me that, because Vito, as a rule, never does any money off their bags, and they are spot on bags. I've been using them for a couple of years now. So yeah, hit the link down in the description, the pinned comment down in the description, and you can grab yourself 10% off any of these Vito bags. Right, let's get on with tonight's video because it's a cracker. I've really enjoyed editing this one actually, so hope you enjoy it, and I'll catch you soon. Right then, you catch me halfway through an absolute nightmare urinal job. Now the reason being is, I thought I was filming it on my GoPro. I filmed some little bits on my phone for Instagram, so I'll upload them in a minute, but I thought I was filming it on my phone and I forgot to press the button on the top to start the GoPro. So I've missed the first little bit, but what I'll do, I'll take you through quickly and show you where we're up to with this absolute nightmare urinal job. I'll put in the few little clips I've got from my phone, I'll put them in now, and then I'll talk you through exactly what we've done. So if you ever go to a blocked up urinal, the water level here was just sitting about there, take the trap off, because that is probably what you'll be treated with. Crystallised piss, basically. Lovely. So I've cleaned it all out, look, all inside, scraped it out. I would have replaced it, but I haven't got one of them on the van. But look, this is what's come out of it, all this. Now it's, you know when they put them lemon slices, pineapple slices inside there, it just crystallises and turns to that and goes absolutely solid. There you go. So I've cleaned it all out, cleaned the trap. Pop it back on, see if it's fixed it. Right, trap back on. It's still not great, is it? Still not great running that way. Let's whip that back off and have a look down there. Right, at the minute we've managed to get out a load of crap out of that pipe. So we're going to try and get it cleaned out, and hopefully that'll have done the trick. So what we got here is, originally, forget all this bit of the side at the minute, we had, as you've probably just seen, this trap was in here. Now, I thought it was going to be the trap blocked with stuff because, you know, sometimes they put them little pineapple chunks and whatnot in the urinal as well. This trap, as you'll hopefully have seen from the video, was absolutely solid. It's completely clear now. Put it back on, thought fine, hit the button, flushed it, and it just rose up again. The water level rose up to here. So this pipe was going into the wall here. Tried to rod it with a few little bits and a rodding tool, but it was hitting an elbow. Now, I thought it was hitting the wall or a soil stack at the side, but it weren't. After taking this boxing apart, it had this elbow on the top there, this pipe, and as you can see, I've literally just uncovered this. This pipe here is absolutely solid, full of, well, it's only coming from here. There's a toilet going in the bottom of it. So what we're going to do is move this pipe out, and then we're going to take this out. Oh, such a mess. Gloves on, the whole lot. We're going to take this pipe out and replace it. So, to be fair, it's probably coming out the whole strap loss. That's clear. That's not. So as you can see, that is the issue. So we're going to drop that in there, get the rubber boss off the bottom. If you could smell the smell in here, it's horrific, but real world plumbing, as I always say. Right, let's get the strap boss back, well, the bung back into the strap boss there, and go and get a bit of pipe to replace that, because as you can see, that is absolutely solid. Right, with that taken out now, I've got a new bit of pipe here. I've just cut a new bit of 1.25 inch there to go into that boss. But what I am going to do, instead of having a 90-degree knuckle, I'm going to use two 45s to come from there up into that little bit of pipe there. So I'm going to get these made up, get this in, and then get the trap connected back onto the bottom, only because it's a bit of a pain to get both hands in there and mark it up and cut it and try and get the GoPro in. So I'm going to get this done and I'll be right back to you. Right, that's that pipe work in now. It's coming down on a little bit of a sharp angle, but it's the way that hole is drilled through that unit there and onto the trap there. So I'm going to let that set, to have a bit of a tidy up, then we can give it a flush and hopefully it will drain away. Right then, the big test. Let's hit the button and hopefully get it all run away. There we go, perfect. Job done. So now with those two 45s on there, a new bit of pipe, clean trap, it's all good. But yeah, it was a bit of a pain, this one, having to rip everything out, and as you know, messing around with urinals isn't the cleanest of jobs, but it's real world plumbing. So if you come across these, make sure you get your gloves out of the van, because I always get told off for not using my gloves. But with urinals and anything like that, gloves are number one. Right, it's Monday morning and I am heading over first thing, it's currently 8:15, heading over first thing to City Plumbing in Redditch, because there is a certain someone over there that I want to have a catch up with, and good friend of mine, fellow YouTuber, and if anything, he's one of the original plumbing YouTubers that ever sort of started making content and putting it out there. So he's doing a bit of a trade morning this morning over in Redditch, so I thought I'll pop over there, have a catch up with him. The last time I seen him was Installer Show, and Installer Show, we was that busy we didn't really have that much time to have a catch up. But if you watch plumbing content on YouTube, you will know who this guy is. So let's head over there and see who is at City Plumbing in Redditch. Right, here we go, we pulled up. Here's a bit of a clue. Imagine driving around in a van with your face on it. And whose face is this? It's Mr. Hart. How you doing, mate? All right? All good?
Good.
What are we doing here then? Come on, Alan, tell us what's going on at City Plumbing.
City Plumbing tour.
Yep.
Come down to a local City Plumbing branch and you can get in the chance to win a van. This is sponsored and supported by Salas Controls, and they've provided the van, and they're paying for us to go all around country.
So you've been everywhere, haven't you? So how long have you been doing it so far?
So we're going to be doing it for about 3 months. We're going to about 70 branches of City
Are you
Plumbing.
doing all of the branches?
We're not, no, there's
not doing all of them?
Not all of them. Doing quite a lot of them. as many as we can.
Yeah.
As I say, we're going to try and do about 70 branches of City Plumbing.
Nice.
So
So what do you have to do to win the van?
All you need to do is scan barcode, which is on the desk in there.
Ah, right, okay.
I'll show you.
So the van's being sold, supplied through Sailors Controls,
Yeah.
and to win it, you just got to, what is it,
Yeah,
fill in
it's
something?
it's free entry. I've got an
Electric van as well.
electric van.
BYD.
Build your dreams.
Ah, that's what it is, isn't it? Build your dreams. Let's have a quick look. So are you driving this van around?
I've been driving this one.
What's it like to drive a van around with your face on it?
It's quite interesting.
Do people literally go,
a lot.
that's that guy, and he's driving it?
A lot, yeah.
I love it.
And I've had a few people that we know on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
Driving past and start doing videos and stuff, and then put it on social media.
Bloody social media people, eh?
Which is brilliant.
Yeah, it's perfect. It works, doesn't it? It works for you supplying the controls. It's great for you. I mean, just to be able to be involved with something like that, to be able to give a van away to a tradesperson. I mean, Alan, I've always said it, Alan's one of the original YouTubers, content creators back in the day. How long have you been making content now? 12 plus years?
Probably about 18 years or something like that.
Is that how long it's been? 18 years?
A long time, yeah.
You must have started on, you know, camera on your shoulder.
So there
like
were,
VHS.
there were nobody doing it apart from Plumber Parts before me that I know of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's good, yeah. Drive around,
no.
give a van away. The story with me with City Plumbing is that when I first started, when my daughter died, obviously, and then I started doing my charity stuff, and City Plumbing were the first company to give me a boiler for free.
Right, okay.
And I used to buy lots of boilers from City Plumbing, so that's why I've got quite.
You've got a nice tie with them.
I've got a nice tie with City Plumbing, and then I've worked with City Plumbing for a while.
Yeah.
I work with City Plumbing now, so for the last 2 years, I work directly for Iborne Group.
Right, okay.
Which is, they own City Plumbing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we do all sorts of stuff like this, whether it be with Salas or whoever. Go around and do trade days, and which is great for me.
Yeah, no. Do you do much on the tools now?
I don't want tools anymore.
Just your garage at home, just garage at home.
I just do, you've seen me, did you see me
yes.
pipework over there?
Yes, seen it.
That was just
brilliant. I'm going to have a chat with you about that. But I get it.
That was great. I don't know if you noticed on that pipework as well, it's not pressed.
Yeah.
It was just all stuck together.
Yeah.
I just did it
clickbait.
I just did it just to...
I was on that. I never thought I'd see the day Alan starts with a clickbait, but I'm going to have a chat with him about that. So if you are local, keep an eye. Where's the best place to see where you're going?
Have a look on social media.
Just on your
search
page.
My name. You'll find where we're going to be going.
Have a look on Facebook or City Plumbing or wherever. If it's coming round near you, come and say hello to Alan. Get the chance to win a free van.
And all I can do as well, if they go on my social media, they can scan that QR code. And then just enter.
As easy as that?
You don't have to come into a City Plumbing branch. Anybody can enter, as long as you're in the trade. Ideally, what we're trying to achieve is people to come into City Plumbing branches. That's the whole point of it.
Perfect.
But yeah,
it's good to have Alan on the channel. It's been a while. I think the last time I seen Alan was at Installer Show, but he's manic at Installer Show. We sat down, didn't he, for literally 2 minutes, and then I had to go. He had to go. So yeah. So if you're around, check out, see where Alan's coming to, one of the local City Plumbings. Come and say hello. But as you say, you can go on his website, go on Facebook, go on City Plumbings, chance to win the van. There you go, see easy. Who don't want a free van? Right, laters Alan. Cheers, buddy. Right, I have just got to, I always say it, a friend of mine's house, but it's a guy that I've known for, how long have I known you, Ben? 20 years? Yeah. Gotta be 20 years. And he's basically wants some work doing on his house because he's looking at moving. So he's gave me a bit of a list of this is an issue, we need this sorting out. Now one of them is that his central heat, his hot water, the element within the pressurised hot water cylinder has blown, so he can't get hot water. He used to turn it on the immersion. I'll get to it, don't worry. He used to turn it on the immersion to get hot water. And since then he's not been able to. So you have to boost it, Ben, don't you, on the boiler? Yeah. So he has to boost it on the boiler to get hot water. Now, this is the boiler. It's obviously a system boiler, and behind this door here, we've got a pressurised hot water cylinder. This is something that is quite baffling, because when I came out, I went, you've got a system boiler, but you've been using your immersion heater for the last, how long, Ben?
How long have you been using hot water?
How long have you been using the immersion heater to have your hot water?
Oh,
ever since this went in?
Pretty much.
So what's that?
3 years.
3 years.
4 years.
So for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Whenever he's needed hot water, he's pressed the button to turn the switch on, which is just there by the side of the boiler. The builder that done some work on his house, he had his own plumber, nothing to do with me. So straight away I'm like, why are you using your immersion heater for hot water when you've got a system boiler? I saw how we've always done it. So now that's packed up, he presses the boost button. I haven't really looked at it yet. Presses the boost button, which is obviously going to heat the water inside the pressurised cylinder, how it should work normally, you know, with a coil running through the cylinder to heat the hot water. This is the cylinder. We've got a wall here. This cylinder's gone in. I haven't had a proper look over it yet, but there is some issues here. But the main one being is everything is at the back where there's the wall. Now the wall's gone up afterwards, but the builder put the wall up. So his plumber's come, put the boiler in, put the cylinder in, and to be honest, it's a bit of a crap way to put the cylinder in anyway, with everything facing the back. The immersion heater is at the bottom, down there. I don't know if you can see it, right down the bottom there. So there's no way of getting to the immersion heater, because clearly there's a wall there. They left a cutout here for the cylinder stab, left a cutout here for the drain plug, but they've built the wall and basically built the cylinder into it. So we can't get to the coil, we can't get to the immersion heater. But the bit that's baffling me is why has it not been set up to have the boiler running the hot water? Now you've got a, where's your time clock, Ben?
What, that thing you showed me?
Yeah, is it back upstairs? So he's got a Honeywell time clock on it. It's a 1-channel time clock, so it only does the heating, it doesn't do the hot water. So whoever's wired it in, has put the wrong time clock on it. They put the cylinder facing the back of the wall. They built a wall in front of the cylinder so we can't get to anything. Just can't believe it sometimes, can you? Thank you, mate. So this is it, Honeywell. Yeah, please. Honeywell CM721, which, as we all know, is a single-channel programmer. So it's only going to do the heating from the boiler, not the hot water.
No, knock off.
Cheers, mate. So we're gonna have to put a new time clock on it, rewire it. I'll probably put a Hive system into it, so it's a little bit more modern for him. Change the immersion heater, but to do this, we're gonna have to take out half of this wall, or the majority of this wall here. Or what I'm tempted to do. See, what have we got here? We got motorised valve there. Can't even see what's going up there. Yeah, it's just not great. But I just wanted to show you, these are the sort of things that you get called out to. Obviously, Ben assumes when the builder comes and the builder gets his own plumber in, they know what they're doing. But the fact that it's been left with him running the hot water for the last 4 years on the immersion heater, it's now gone. A, shouldn't have done that. B, it's now gone. It's roughly about here behind this wall, so we can't get to it anyway to change. And why have they not put a 2-channel programmer in to be able to run the hot water off the boiler, which is exactly what it's for. So I thought I'd let you know about that. And these are the struggles. These are the real world struggles that you've got to go on when being called out to something as easy as I've got no hot water. You come to look at it. So I'm gonna have a word with him, see, because obviously it's cost. We've got to either take this out completely, which there's a stud running up it and all that, or do we drain the cylinder down, remove the cylinder? But even trying to remove the cylinder, yes, we can get to that, but there's fittings around the back, can't, well, possibly be able to get to that. So this will be an interesting one, coming to the channel soon. So drop in the comments how you would approach something like this. Would you take the wall out? Would you take the cylinder out and spin it round? What control system would you put onto it? Be interested to know in the comments, and then I'll go through it, because I'm not going to be doing this for probably a couple of weeks or whatnot, but I'll be able to read through the comments and see what people's ideas are, and I might even use some of them to get over this little issue. Real world plumbing, I say it all the time. Right, we've just pulled the cover off the front of the boiler. I said to Ben, is there any other access panel that they've left anywhere? And it turns out, yeah, off the bottom of the boiler, we've got this. So obviously that's our flow coming out the boiler. That zone valve is for the central heating. We've also got another time clock, God knows what that does. And then obviously down, and this is for the hot water. So yeah, it's given us a little bit more here, and we can get a bit of access to this wiring centre there. But the fact that they've built a wall around it and even cut round it, and that's the bit that's done me, is they've put the wall there and just put some, like a proper fully formed access panel. Honestly, you just can't, genuinely can't believe what some people do. But anyway, we've got to deal with what we've got. So I'm going to get Nick, the electrician here, probably next week. I'm going to cut the bottom out and expose the immersion heater, and then he can hopefully wire in. Oh, we've got a receiver there, so yeah, we'll have a look. We'll see what we can do. You just can't believe what some people will leave stuff like. It's all fun and games, isn't it? Right, I've just shot over to this little job that we've got coming up soon. I've teased it a while ago that this was coming, and that might give you a little bit of a clue. If you follow a lot of car content, you'll know that that car is my Armstrong's car. Now, we're doing a bit of a renovation down the bottom end, past his Menage. Right down the bottom end, we're building just a certain building. I can't say too much about it at the minute, but I wanted to show you exactly what we've got to do coming up in the next few weeks and months, probably here. What we've got here, if you see, this is going to be the start of the plumbing. There's a blue poly main here that feeds this horse trough. Now, before Matt moved into this house, it was kept, I assume, by people with horses and all that sort of stuff. So they have got stuff like that knocking around. They've also got the Menage here. But we've got to take that cold feed there, from there, and run it all the way down here. Got to dig a trench for it. Obviously, it's got to go, I think it's about 700, 750 down in the floor, but we're going to run it all the way along here to this point here. Then we've got to take the main as it's come down here, gets to this point, and then it's going straight across here over to what is going to be sort of, I don't want to say too much of what it is, but we've got to take a cold feed over here, and I'll show you in the corner exactly what we've got to do in this little building. But here's Matt's garden racetrack. I've just sent my van round.
Oh my god, he's having it.
He's full sending it. Oh, it's that right in the middle. There's one random bit where it's just like bang.
He don't give a shit. Oh, what was that?
Probably his underclothes on.
There you go, boys. Did all right, actually. We've got the boys, we've got the home improvement boys here.
Yes.
Brad, we've got Jimmy, the detailer, who's now an official carpenter.
Everyone has chipped in.
We've all done a little bit.
This building.
We've all done a little bit.
Wait, you didn't show them what we're repping.
Huh? Oh yeah, look, got some merch. I need to hook Jimmy up with a cap.
Ah, you've not hooked Jimmy up with a real world plumbing.
Let me just knock this off. Copyright me out of the game. There we go. There we go. So we've got the boys there with the caps. Now what we've got, Phil's doing a little bit of carpentry and fire, Phil.
I'm literally being paid to wear this.
Merching up. What we've got going inside here is a little shower area. So we've got a quadrant shower going to go there. Vanity unit there, basin there, toilet there, in a little sort of side bit of what is going to be in here. I'm not going to tell you what's going in here, but that will be tucked in the corner. So we've got that to do, and we're also going to have a spoil tank down there for the waste to go into.
Oh, and an outside tap.
And an outside tap.
And an outside tap.
Outside tap here to clean Matt's cars with.
What are we going to dig the hole with?
That digger, I'm qualified on that as well.
Yeah.
So I've been practicing on the digger earlier.
He's got a certificate and a gold star now.
I can drive anything, vans, diggers, the lot.
Look at his face. He's so excited.
So the spoil tank's going down there. We're going to fit this in. Waste is going to run down the back of it. So yeah, just sort of give you a little quick sneak peek of it. So keep an eye out because it's coming soon.
Just remember to subscribe.
Like what?
Like, comment and subscribe to keep MJTIFF in the YouTube world and get him that play button he deserves.
There you go. Brad tells you to. Get subscribed. Friday afternoon job, and it is a normal sort of job for a jobbing plumber. There is an issue with a mate of mine's taps on his basin. He's just ringing me. I'm going to quickly let him ring because what I've just done, let me silence that. What I've just done is looked here, and there's two isolation valves under the basin. Being Friday afternoon, I didn't want to turn them off because we all know they have a tendency to leak. So I've just looked around his whole house trying to find his stop tap. He's not here, he's at work. Can't find it anywhere because I want to turn the mains water off to save disturbing that because we know it'll leak. To basically take that tap out and put a better back nut on it, and I'll probably do the same one as well. He's just rung me back, so let's ring him, find out where his main stop tap is because I could not find it at all. Hello, mate. How are you?
Alright.
Where does your mains water turn off coming into your house? Do you know?
I have a feeling that might be what you're ringing for. Right, if I remember, mate, it's the kitchen. So the kitchen cupboard where the bin is. So there's a cupboard by the cooker.
Yeah.
It's behind the bin, I think, mate. I'm sure there'll be some bags in there. If you pull the bags out of the way, I think it's there.
Next to the cooker. Right, hang on, let me have a look.
And then there's some bags there, I think.
There she is. Yeah, got her, mate. Not a problem.
There you go.
Yeah, cool.
Sorted.
That's all I needed to know.
Alright, pal.
Sorted. Cheers, Jay. See you in a bit.
Cheers, mate.
Ta-ra,
Bye.
mate. There we go. Couldn't find it. I didn't think to look into the cupboard by the side of the hob. Kitchen cupboard there, but to be fair, he's had a load of extensions on the house, so it could have been anywhere. But let's get that off. Look at that. Turns off easy as well. Let's get that off. Let's open the taps downstairs. We're on a combi, so water is straight off. Saves worrying about turning those isolation valves off. Now I can open the tap, because what was happening before, obviously that one's solid. When they were turning that tap on and off, it would have worked loose, and because it's got a flexi on the bottom of it, we all know if that would have just undone a little bit on the nut, it would have pissed out and ended up flooding the whole house. So with the water off, let's get these opened up and get the Neurad Tapex kit up underneath there and get some nuts undone. So with the water off now, all we have to use for this is this fitting and this little, that clips into the half-inch hexi nut. So we'll just get that up the back there. Let me just put the GoPro down because we've got to hold obviously the tap. Let's turn that off. There we go. Nice and straightforward. That reaches right at the back. Very easy. And all we're going to have to do is take it off. I think the tap will just come straight at the top. Undo that off. There you go. Look, nut's still on it. You can see, in fact, look at that. The edges of the nut, plastic nut, have just completely come off. So we'll wind that off like that. We'll leave that washer on there, and then what we're going to do underneath, obviously the tap's going to go back in. We're going to put a plastic washer on the bottom, and then obviously a brass nut. So drop it back in like so, push that up, and being that fixing washer just spreads the clamping force around a little bit than just having the nuts against the bottom of the basin. So we just tighten that up. Send the GoPro underneath, see if you can see it. There you go, you see that? Yeah, just up there. So we'll get that tightened up again. And then what we'll do, just quickly switch that out for that slightly bigger one. On these Tapexes, you've got the sizes. So this is Tapex size 1, and that just fit onto the back nut. We'll tighten that in to the basin, like so. And switch that back to that one for the nut, for the half-inch nut on the flexi. And while I'm here, I'm going to do the hot as well, because if that cold one's gone, the hot one's going to bound to have gone as well. And if one's gone, you know the other one. In fact, I'm just undoing the nut now. It seems alright, this nut, but I'd rather do them in pairs, to be honest. So, it's strange how one's gone though, that bad. Let me compare them. You know, I'm just about to get it off. There we go. So that was the nut off the cold. That's the nut off the hot. Completely fine, to be honest. But, as I say, we reuse that washer and we'll put the same on the hot. That washer slid through. So we'll put that washer back on there, like so. Close my eyes, it makes it easier. Plus having brass wash, can't even say it. Plus having brass nuts, that's what I was trying to say, washers. Plus having brass nuts on, it's just a lot better anyway. Tap in and then we'll just reconnect the flexi hose on the bottom. the taps off, go down and turn the water back on. There we go, water back on. It's a bit better than trying to turn it on and the old tap spinning. Pull the air through. Okay, get all the air out. So there we go, Friday, little jobbing job. Always, if you can, use brass back nuts, because plastic ones, as you can see here, shear off. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. As always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop me a comment below, and I'll catch you on the next one.